time for the Alien Conspiracy Podcast. We are your hosts, Agent Ether
and Agent Anderson. Come along as we examine UFO sightings, conspiracies, and all things strange. You can follow the show on Twitter at AlienConPod. And we also have a bunch of other social media links in the description.
It's getting long.
Yeah, it's getting Reddit. What else do we have? I don't know.
Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, Facebook. We've got all that stuff. All right, this week's episode, the Lake Champlain Monster.
I feel like your timing is always explicable. Like, you always hit perfectly.
AKA Champy. Well, I did write that, so.
So you know when it's going to end.
I do know I did write and perform that, so I know exactly when it's going to end. It's not that big of a secret. So anyways. All right. We don't have, I don't know why I call it the Mind Boggle of the Week, because we don't always have it, but we do have a Mind Boggle this week. And this one was found by Agent ETA. He sent me a link to this particular one, and I thought it was fake at first. But we'll get to that. But before we get to that, I wanted to mention that apparently there was some Pfizer documents have been leaked. And I saw this earlier and haven't had a chance to look at them yet. I just saw it today. But it'll be interesting in light of the increased mandatory vaccines to see what's in those documents. Some sources say that the documents show that the vaccine has only a 12% efficacy rate, horrible side effects, and prove that it's all just basically a con job. But who knows? I sure don't know. Hey, knock it off over there. But what's interesting is that anyone saying that the documents show problems with the vaccine are labeled as conspiracy theorists by media outlets. So if you Google it, you'll see media outlets, and they'll say conspiracy theorists say this or that, and it's interesting because it's not like there's no discussion and there's no possibility for the documents to show that there were problems with the vaccine. If you are somebody saying that the documents show problems with the vaccines, you're a quote unquote conspiracy theorist. So it's like this logical fallacy, this ad hominem thing. Automatically, if you're willing to discuss it, you're automatically labeled as like, tinfoil hat wearing weirdo, which again, I don't know what's in those documents, and I cannot say personally that whether or not I believe they demonstrate or show anything about the vaccine.
Yeah, we're not pro or con vaccine here.
Yeah,
we're just talking about a form of propaganda, really.
Right. So I'm not coming down against vaccines. I took the vaccine myself, so I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just saying that if you take a step back and look at how this thing is unfolding, it's pretty interesting how right away they're already setting the narrative as if you look at these documents and read into them, when these documents could have actual medical studies in there, actual hard data proving that the vaccine doesn't work. Again, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying that could be the case, but right away they're already trying to set the narrative that if you're looking at them, you're tinfoil hat wearing crazy guy or something.
Right. Like there's nothing to them before you even know if there's anything to them.
Right.
Like maybe you just want to know. Maybe you want to have that knowledge.
Yeah.
Maybe you just want to read them for yourselves and come to your own conclusion, but already you're being influenced by the media. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I noticed right away that I found is interesting. Some people are saying that the leaked Supreme Court documents, with the
right.
abortion, again, another topic that I definitely don't want to get into because I don't want to get political on this show, because I want it to be nice and fun for everybody. I don't want it to get into the weeds with that kind of, especially a topic like that can go south real fast. But some people say that the leaked Supreme Court documents are just a distraction from the leaked vaccine documents. And if you look at the timing, it's possible, I guess. I don't know. But that's just an idea, but it's just sort of speculative. There's no way to prove it.
It's all razzle dazzle.
Yeah, but I just wanted to mention that for people who hadn't seen that, because it's a pretty big deal in the world of conspiracy type stuff. And it'd be fun, interesting, scary. I don't know. Interesting to see how everything unfolds. All right, anyways, let's get to the Mind Boggle of the Week.
That wasn't the Mind Boggle of the Week?
No, that was not the Mind Boggle of the Week.
Okay, what's the Mind Boggle?
Wait. I think I have to, I'm going to do the music.
Do the music, okay.
Yeah. Strange events, bizarre facts, the unbelievable revealed. This is the mind boggle of the week. Me want punani?
I was really floored when you told me about this.
I am really not making this up. There is a song by what's his name? Steven Seagal, it's a reggae song called Me Want Punani. So lots of celebrities have tried their hand at music, and why not? It makes sense. If you're already popular, why not translate that into a different form of business? A lot of athletes, let's say former boxers, retire and open restaurants. It's, you're transitioning your fame to some other field to continue to make money, I guess.
What former boxer opened a restaurant? I want to go there.
Several of them have done it. It's somewhat common thing. But anyways, lots of celebrities have tried to make music, and some of them are actually pretty decent at it. For example, Steve Martin plays a pretty mean banjo, It's ETA. What's up, ETA?
House.
So I was just saying how, lots of celebrities have done music over the years, and there have actually been a handful of successful crossovers. For example, Eddie Murphy is probably the most notable one. He had a hit with Party All the Time, and yeah, which is actually not a bad song in my opinion. But some other, and actually he has some other songs too, like Boogie in Your Butt.
What?
Yeah, Eddie Murphy song. Look it up.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And Put Your Mouth on Me.
Boogie in Your Butt?
And Put Your Mouth on Me. Yeah. He's got a bunch of songs. But Eddie Murphy's actually a really good singer, actually. You go listen to his stuff, like, this is back in the day before, like, auto-tune and all that stuff. This is, like, in the 80s, and, like, the dude is actually really good. He's very talented. He could have had a legit music career. He actually did have a legit music career, I guess. But, I mean, he's, like, actually a really good singer. I was surprised, like, going back and listening to some of this stuff. But, most of the singers or most of the actors don't have great voices, but they have a lot of money, so they can hire really talented producers and mixers and engineers and stuff to make them sound good. So when you go listen to some of these songs, they actually don't sound that bad because they have quite the budget. Some of them, though, even though the production's not that bad, they get some pretty weird stuff. Like Paris Hilton's Nothing in This World is just disturbing. The song's not bad. I would say it's probably mediocre. It's well produced and, sounds decent, but the video, it's about like this kid who looks like he's, 13, this young boy who's like, peeping in on her,
Oh, I've seen that video.
Oh my, it's gross.
Bizarre.
It is just gross.
Oh, I've never seen one. He's like a peeping Tom or something like that.
Yeah, but he's like a kid, right? And he's watching his neighbor undressing, and then she starts like giving him a lap dance or something. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I couldn't watch the whole thing. It was just too damn creepy for me. I was just, So that's one example of, but some of these are intentionally goofy. Like Macaulay Culkin has a band called the Pizza Underground, and they do like pizza parodies of the Velvet Underground. It's pretty bizarre. And the videos are very, very silly and goofy, and it's very clearly trying to be goofy. He's not trying to be a serious musician, but it was a lot of fun. Actually, I'd like to watch some more of that. And hey, I don't know about this Macaulay Culkin. I haven't seen him in anything recently, but he seems like a pretty cool dude, just doing silly stuff like that. And then there's stuff like Hulk Hogan's I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac, which is like, it's so bad it's good kind of a thing. Check that one out for sure. And there are a handful of them, like Edward Furlong's Hold On Tight, which kind of sounds like drunk karaoke. Like it's pretty bad. He did not hire top quality engineers or whatever for that one. He just kind of sang off key. He's not using good support. He's not singing like he's supposed to. It's just kind of, you feel sorry for him. At least I felt sorry for him when I listened to it. So those are some of, just a handful. There's just dozens of them. If you're curious, you can go down that rabbit hole. But one celebrity song transcends music, art, and even this universe. And that would be Steven Seagal's Me Want Punani. Just let that sink in for a moment. That title, it's not, I would like, I want, wouldn't it be nice to have some, or can I grab me some or whatever, like whatever you might normally say. It's me want, as if it was written by the Cookie Monster.
Me want punani. Nom 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 nom.
Right?
Nom nom nom.
So, I mean, if you read online discussions and stuff, because I was just seeing what, the interwebs had on this thing. The most common comment you'll see anywhere is people say, is this real?
Yeah. That's the exact reaction I had. It's like, this can't be real.
That's it. That's why.
Sure enough.
That's why I Googled it. That was my reaction too. Is like, this can't possibly be real. It has to be some strange parody or something, right? But nope, it is 100% real. And just to prove it that it's all too real, I got some of the lyrics here. It's done in like a reggae style, so it's a little hard to hear the lyrics, especially because it's Steven Seagal's featuring Lady Saw, and actually Lady Saw is pretty damn talented. She's like really good. I'd like to listen to some of her other music because she can sing pretty good in that style. Reggae is not really my style that I listen to normally, but anyways. So some of the lyrics are, girl, what you really want all night, me want the buddy, make me feel nice. Boy, what you really want all night, me want the punani, C for make nice.
I don't know what that song's about.
I believe that Steven Seagal wrote that song.
The lyrics are nearly unintelligible. So
yeah.
So hey, knock it off over there. Dang cryptids. What are they even barking at?
I don't know.
Well, Steven Seagal kind of strikes me as the type of person that doesn't really necessarily have a silver tongue.
Yeah.
He's probably not very good at picking up on chicks verbally,
Yeah.
He's more probably the strong, silent type, right? So he wants all the women out there in the world to know that he wants the punani. He wants your punani.
Yeah. Whoever you may be out there, Steven Seagal wants your punani. Just so you know. He wrote a song about it and everything.
Me want a punani.
Okay, so the lyrics continue. She want the buddy, him want the punani, and me know it nice. When the girls start to strut, you could look at her, but you shouldn't do that. Think about just that, because her clothes are just as pretty. They're not just to cover her kitty. What? All right, and
so freaking creepy, dude.
It has got
So
it gets
creepy.
worse. It gets worse, dude. And then so it's got another verse or whatever that it repeats, and then the last one is, baby. Oh wait, I want H and Ether to hear this one. Where did she go? All right, she's back. All right. Oh, and yeah, the Conjugator 2.0 says Steven Seagal is no Van Damme. You got that right. Oh man,
That's true.
I could go for some blood sport right now. I don't care if he doesn't know real martial arts. That guy is entertaining as hell. Van Damme. But anyways, you got to hear. Okay, so the last verse or whatever, Ether, you got to hear this. So it goes, baby, the way you walk is so hot. Let's have a shot of rum. Then I can make you come with me to the ocean.
I don't think he's ever.
But it's not, let's have a drink and then come along with me. It's, let's have a shot of rum, then I can make you come with me to the ocean. That would be fat. You can be my beau cat. Nice ital breeze. Bring you to your knees. We're jamming. Oh my goodness. There's some more lyrics that I didn't quite include, but I think that's enough. I think we've gotten enough of those.
I think it was enough about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think it was enough after the first sentence.
Yeah.
But everybody listening, do yourself a favor and go read the comments section on the YouTube video. They're fantastic. They're worth the trip alone. If you don't even hit the play button, just go look at the comments. They're awesome. All right. So now that was the mind boggle of the week. Let's get to this week's topic, the Lake Champlain Monster. This topic was suggested by Anorax High 593. So thanks for the suggestion. This is a really fun topic. I enjoyed researching this one. There's some pretty cool stuff going on in the Lake Champlain area. Did you guys know that not only does Lake Champlain have a monster, but Burlington, which is the town in Vermont that's like on the coast or on the beach or the whatever of the coastline of Lake Champlain, Burlington has the world's tallest filing cabinet.
That's like, is it in the Guinness book?
I don't know, but it's on TripAdvisor and stuff. You can go look it up, and people have put reviews, and the reviews are generally like, yeah, it's a tall filing cabinet.
So let me get this straight. While you're out there champ chasing, which is what they call it when you're hunting champy, you can go check out this filing cabinet.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's not a filing cabinet that's been adjusted on all dimensions. It's just basically regular filing cabinets stacked on top of each other. And I don't know how tall it is, but you can find pictures. It looks pretty dang tall. It's hard to tell in the pictures, but 50 feet, I don't know, pretty tall.
It's just so random, Agent. So random.
Well, I just wanted to see what interesting things they had there, and that's one of them. I'm sure they got plenty of other good stuff to offer, but I couldn't pass up mentioning the world's tallest filing cabinet because it's just so weird. But hey, maybe people think that's normal. I don't know. Okay, so let's get to Lake Champlain. Now, one thing that really bothered me when researching this case is that whether I'm watching interviews or reading or saying it out loud myself, it just always sounds like you're saying champagne incorrectly. You know, even when you look at like newscasters who are doing news stories on it, and those newscasters are just really good at talking, all of them are, or most of them anyways, they say Champlain, it still sounds funny. It sounds like they're saying it wrong or something. It's sort of like, I don't know, like having a scratch in the back, on between your shoulder blades where you can't quite reach it or something. It was irking me the whole time. Lake Champlain should be Lake Champagne, but no, it's Lake Champlain.
I do like the cryptid's nickname though, Champ or Champy.
Yeah, Champ. That's an awesome one. That's really cool.
That's a solid nickname.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, just you did hit record, right, ETA?
Yes, I did.
Okay, awesome. That would have been okay. So let's talk a little bit about Lake Champlain. It's a freshwater lake on the border of the United States and Canada. It lies between New York and Vermont, and it extends up into Quebec. Quebec or Quebec, I don't know. I don't know.
That's another one of those freaking words.
Yeah.
Damn tricky words, man.
Got any Canadians out there? Tell us how to pronounce that, because we don't know. So the lake itself is pretty big. It's 107 miles long and has a maximum width of 14 miles. The shape is pretty irregular, so it's not like uniform, but that's the maximum width and the length. It has 514 total square miles of surface area. And to compare this to the Loch Ness, which, obviously because we did the Loch Ness Monster before, and it's a pretty similar case, the Loch Ness is 22 miles long and 1.7 miles wide at the widest point, and has a surface area of 22 square miles. So it's significantly bigger than the Loch Ness. The difference being that the Loch has an average depth of 433 feet compared to the average depth of 64 feet for Lake Champlain, so it's way deeper. But even so, the volume of Lake Champlain is 6.2 cubic miles compared to 1.8 for the Loch. So the point of all this is that if the Loch is vast enough for something to hide, then the Lake Champlain is definitely vast enough. And just out of curiosity, I Googled, how many gallons is, 6.2 cubic miles of water? And that's apparently 6,827,000,000,000 gallons. That's a lot of water. So the lake itself is named after French explorer Samuel de Champlain, and he was also the first to report the sighting of Champy in 1609. Or some people say he's the first, but other people say he's not. We'll get to that in a moment. His report from what he said was, there is also a great abundance of many species of fish. Amongst others, there is one called by the natives Chaosauru, Chaousarou. How would you say that, Agent Ether?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah,
Me
me
neither. Chaousarou, which is of various lengths, but the largest of them, as these tribes have told me, are from 8 to 10 feet long. I have seen some 5 feet long, which were as big as my thigh, and had a head as large as my 2 fists, with a snout 2 feet long, and a double row of very sharp, dangerous teeth. Its body has a good deal the shape of the pike, but it is protected by scales of a silvery gray color, and so strong that a dagger could not pierce them. And that kind of made me wonder if him and his party, because usually they go with like a group of people, it's not just the explorer. He's got his retainers and whatever to carry stuff. I wonder if they were like swimming around the water trying to stab these things with daggers.
Come back here. Let me stab you.
Because how would he know that a dagger could not pierce them unless they went and tried to pierce them with a dagger? So to me, that tells him that they were trying to stab these poor monsters.
Yeah, this area is really interesting. Besides having this large lake, it's actually surrounded by marshland, like tons and tons of marsh, where some people think the monster could be lurking.
So maybe it hides in the marsh.
In the marsh where people can't really get to it.
Yeah, and then it comes out once in a while.
Yeah.
For hunting or feeding or mating or who knows what it does in there.
It's a big body of water. There's like islands scattered all throughout it as well.
Yeah, it's pretty massive.
Mm-hmm.
It's massively massive. So some people say that the explorer Samuel Champlain was the first person to report him, but actually the Native Americans told him about it, and sightings of him go back to the Native Americans in the area, the Abenaki and the Iroquois, who have legends about a snake-like creature with horns that inhabit the lake. And one name they gave it was the Gitaskog, Gitaskog. And there have been many other famous sightings throughout the years, but maybe, I don't know, do you guys want to talk a little bit about any like the history or older sightings? Because there was a few of like older sightings. Do you guys have anything on those?
No, in the future you should request specific research.
I don't know, that's cool. I've just been talking for a while and I just wanted to kind of hand it off to somebody else if you had anything to say, so I don't want to bogart the mic. All right, so anyways, I'll just mention a couple of these. One of the famous sightings over the years was published in 1873. A railroad crew saw the head of an enormous serpent in the lake. And I didn't see a whole lot on that. You could probably look up the publication, but actually in 1873, there were several sightings. Clinton County Sheriff Nathan Mooney also saw an enormous snake or water serpent that he said was 25 to 35 feet long. The next month in August, a steamship named Eddie ran into Champ. So people said that the ship actually ran into the creature, and people on board reported that the ship was almost turned over. Same year, P.T. Barnum heard about this thing, and he offered up a $50,000 bounty for anybody that could bring him the carcass of Champy.
Why the carcass?
Well, because he wanted to display it.
Well, maybe alive.
Yeah, but you know how hard it would be to keep something like that? They didn't have SeaWorld back then. Yeah, it would be very difficult to keep a large sea creature, or lake creature in this case, alive at like an exhibit or something.
Well, I'm happy to report that the Champ is protected by law.
Well, it wasn't back then, though.
No, it is now, though.
But this $50,000 reward actually brought national attention to the monster, which was probably more of a local phenomenon at that point. And it brought treasure hunters, I guess you could call them, cryptid hunters from all over looking to capture this for the $50,000 bounty. Fortunately, nobody was able to, but still, that gave it more publicity than it probably would have otherwise. And who knows, if it wasn't for that, we might not even know about it today. At least not us. Nowadays, in more modern times, there have been tons of sightings, and you can actually just Google this. There's plenty of sightings and photos and videos and stuff like that. And surprisingly, there's some pretty good ones. Like usually you look for Bigfoot photos. It's hard to find one where you can actually see something that looks like a Bigfoot, or, the Loch Ness Monster. There's good photos that a lot of them turned out to be hoaxes and stuff like that. And some of the photos you're like, yeah, it could be not, it could be something. There was actually a couple of good videos of the Loch Ness Monster too, but they're debatable. But in this case, there are some really good quality famous photos and videos. The first of which was taken in 1977 and was even published in the New York Times, was taken by Vermont resident Sandra Mancy. And she said, I didn't believe it any more than I did the Tooth Fairy. And she took the photo while she was picnicking with her family at the lake. They saw it emerge from the water, and she said, I'm turned around and I'm looking at it, and my knees gave out. At this point, the rationalization in my mind is that it's Champ. And just do a quick Google search for the photo. In fact, I'd like to see what you think about it, Agent ETA, if you don't mind searching for it right now.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
No, it's a very compelling photo.
Yeah.
Some of the explanations sound reasonable, I suppose, but looking at the photo, not trying to really like look at it and like describe it as something else other than it's claimed to be. It's a compelling photo, and like it does look like a sea monster of some sort or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What was a Plesiosaur? I think it was the type of dinosaur people think it might be, like held over from that era, you know. Which I don't know how that could happen, but
it's 10,000
I'll be damned if it doesn't look like one.
old.
Yeah, right. Well, have to be a hell of a lot longer than that, right?
Maybe
I'm not familiar with the timelines with the dinosaurs and stuff.
Maybe it's part of like a active breeding group. Maybe there's more than one.
Yeah, that's the idea.
There had to be, right?
Yeah, there would have to be.
They're
for sure.
everywhere, baby ones and mama ones, and that's why they're reported to be all different sizes.
No, that's true. There are sightings of various sizes. Like some people say they see them only like 5 feet. Other people say 35 feet. There is a wide variety of reports for this thing.
Yeah. So the Mancy photo is very compelling, and it's probably the best photo evidence that we have for this case.
Yeah.
It looks like something. It looks like something. Damn it, you know. And I can't really explain it. It is, like I said, it is very compelling. One of the theories of what it actually is a log that was resting on the bottom of the lake there, and then through like decomposition and stuff, created gases and stuff, and rose a log up to the surface. And that's what some people say that's what she saw, was just a weirdly shaped log that was protruding out of the lake there, you know. And I guess it could be, yeah. But I tell you what, like I said, that picture looks pretty damn weird.
I won't tell you guys what Agent Ether is doing right now. It might be good for ratings, though, you know.
It's the end of the day.
It's very, very distracting, Agent Ether.
I don't know. I'll just say if I was Sandra Mancy and I saw that pop up out of the water, if I had a camera, I'd take a damn picture because it looks weird. It looks just damn weird, you know?
Yeah, I'll say that the photo to me is not totally 100% convincing, but it does look like something unusual, and it kind of just makes me go, all right, that doesn't look like a log. It doesn't look like a fish. That looks weird. It could be a hoax. It absolutely could be a hoax. But it still looks really compelling, though. It's a really interesting looking photo.
It didn't sound like a hoax, like the description and just the environment. You know, they're having this picnic, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like a setup to me.
Yeah, although, I mean, people who are good at fabricating stories, you know, telling tall tales, some of them are very good storytellers, so you never know. But I'm on the fence on this one, but I think it's definitely worth a look. It's really interesting. There are people who say that she changed her story throughout the years and that some of her story doesn't add up. Like, I guess she said that, you know, she threw out the negatives or whatever. But I mean, that's all just kind of like, who knows, you know? You might not keep the negatives. A lot of people don't keep their negatives. They just kind of throw them out. And some people say, well, how come there's only one photo and you don't have other photos? And I don't know. I can't answer those questions, but all I can say is that it's a highly compelling photograph. Now, there is a very famous video as well posted on YouTube called Strange Sighting on Lake Champlain in Burlington, Vermont. That's the title of the video. Have you seen this one, Agent ETA?
Yes, I have. This
video is really good. It's clear, and you can see what looks like, well, like Champy, just like he's described by witnesses. It's a really good video, actually. Probably the best video I've seen of a cryptid. And just like the photo that we talked about, it's not like, I don't look at the video and I think, okay, that's 100% proof, but it's a really interesting video that, I don't know how you would hoax something like that. Some people say that maybe it's like an animal, like maybe a moose or something that's like kind of drowning or something, but it doesn't look like a moose to me, you know? This video was taken by Burlington, Vermont resident Eric Olson on on May 31st, 2009. He said, I was just filming the water when out of the corner of my eye, I saw something move and I turned toward it and I tried to zoom in on it. And what I like about this video is that it looks like, to me anyways, it looks like something that's actually moving or swimming. It doesn't look like a log or something moving around or whatever. It looks like an actual creature.
Yeah, it looks, 'cause looking at the video, like it looks like there's like a wake behind it or something like that. It's obviously not moving fast, whatever it is, but like you can see like disturbance in the water behind it. I don't know if that's like, it could be like light refraction or something like that too. But the video is weird because like the object, whatever we're looking at, like it starts off like kind of like a neck out of the water. You know what I mean? And you can see it's kind of, it looks like a long neck, you know, potentially, but then it kind of goes down. And but it looks like it is moving though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not a very
yeah.
long video. I think it was like almost 2 minutes at most. You know?
Yes, I think it's somewhere around 2 minutes.
But yeah, whatever the object is, like you can see, like it has a kind of like a back to it that's protruding a little bit out of the water, but the neck is obviously higher. I mean, could it be a log or something like that? Yeah, it could, but it does look like it's moving though. Like it doesn't stay stationary in the water. You know?
Yeah. And what I like about this video is that it's not like a lot of videos about like cryptids or whatever you see. It'd just be like a little 2.5 second clip. And you'd be like, why on earth would you take a 2.5 second clip? Why wouldn't you take a longer video? You know, like it's not like whatever.
It's easier to fake.
Yeah, exactly. But this one, it's like almost 2 minutes long, and it's like a really good video. I don't get the impression that the video is faked. It might be, who knows? I mean, anything's possible, but it looks like a genuine video and a genuine recording of something. And what that something is, I've got no idea. What's up, Agent Ether? Were you looking for something over here?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought maybe you had the video up. I was going to look at the video.
Oh, do you want to? Okay, I can pull it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is in the video, though, it doesn't look very large. I mean, it's not a small object, but it doesn't look huge like what you'd think like a plesiosaur would be, you know, if it was something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, he is also not like very close to what he's videotaping, but it's not a great distance as well, though, you know? I don't know. It's one of those ones where it's like, I don't know, he's videotaping something. Damn it. I don't know what that something is, but it's there. Look at it, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up to get Ether's reaction here. I don't think she's seen this one yet.
No, I saw a bunch of photographs.
Okay.
Okay, here I think it's this one, and it's 1 minute 41. Let's see, make sure this is muted because I don't want to get sued by YouTube there. All right, here it is, Agent Ether. See, at first it looks kind of like it could be something just kind of floating there, but you can also see back there. It looks like there's something behind it. Now it goes down. I'll edit out some of this silence. She's watching it.
I mean, it could be a log or something like that, though, you know, or a moose, because, like I said, it's not a huge object, you know.
Moose.
So, yeah, I think it could be.
Some people say it could be like a moose or a deer
swimming in the water.
It doesn't look like a moose to me.
Some people say it's a turtle.
I don't know.
Oh,
but the problem with the turtle idea,
big damn turtle.
Yeah, the problem with the turtle idea is that like one of the little humps behind it appears like way too far behind it for it to be a turtle, you know.
Yeah.
But here, watch the end here. Yeah, see that hump way back there. So you can see it like it's not moving like a log, you know?
It doesn't have as many views as one would think. Is this the original?
This might be a repost or something. I'm not sure.
It says 2009.
Yeah, this may not be the original, but it might be reposted. Who knows? But it's still, I mean, that's one thing that I liked about this case was that there are actually several really good videos and photos. Whereas, like I said, most cryptid cases, there's not that much that you can find that's really good quality. But this one had some pretty good, like crystal clear photos and videos, not just like super blurry. So what did you think of that video, Agent Ether?
Oh, I thought it was very interesting, especially the last few seconds.
Right, it looks like it has like a snake or something.
Well, yeah, and the final hump was pretty far behind it. It doesn't look like a turtle. Doesn't look like a moose. It's just kind of strange.
It looks like
compelling,
like an unidentified animal that we don't know about yet, right?
An unidentified swimming object.
Yeah, USO, a new category of cryptid.
it's not surprising that there's a lot of evidence, good pictures and video stuff. There's a lot of people in that area. And also, it's one of these cryptids that has been embraced by the area as well. Agent Ether mentioned the laws that they actually have. And if I'm not mistaken, the laws actually kind of pretty specific. Hey, let me see if I think I had it in my notes or something. You're not allowed to bother Champ. Like, you're not allowed to harass him. You can't obviously hurt him or anything like that.
No willful.
Yeah, but you can. It actually says that you are allowed to caress him, though.
It does not.
It actually says that. It actually says that in the law. No, I'm not joking.
Well, hey,
it is okay to caress Champ.
Champy needs some TLC just like anybody else,
Yeah, you can caress him, but under no circumstances can you hurt Champ.
Yeah, these were passed in the 80s, these different resolutions, and Port Henry in New York declared it a safe haven for Champy. So he's welcome there.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Yeah. It forbids anybody to harm, abuse, harass, or attempt to destroy it. Yeah, but it can be caressed or observed and caressed.
I think that sometimes
I thought that was great.
Sometimes they pass these laws to drum up tourism, but who knows? Maybe somebody on the city council or whatever actually takes it really seriously. You never know. It is a big part of the culture, like you're saying. They got murals and paintings and statues and all kinds of stuff all over the place.
Interact with Champy too, they call it an experience.
Yeah?
It's not a sighting, it's an experience.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So, some people were describing their sightings as like some witnesses. If you look up testimony, some people say it's like a life-changing experience.
Right. Right. Almost supernatural.
Yeah. Which is kind of interesting. And so another thing that I saw was in 2003, the nonprofit Fauna Communications Research Institute conducted audio research in the lake, and they found evidence of echolocation using sonar equipment. And I think
this is actually one of the best pieces of evidence. Really.
Yeah, it's just like really interesting. Yeah. And it was similar to like echolocation that dolphins and whales use, but there are no dolphins or whales in Lake Champlain. Obviously, there's none there whatsoever. It's a freshwater lake. So what's using echolocation in there?
They still don't know.
There shouldn't be anything, but they found evidence of it, which, I mean, hey, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know for sure myself. I just have to take somebody else's word for it, but I find that highly compelling. That is actually, in my opinion, even better evidence than any pictures or videos that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned it wasn't very deep compared to like the Loch Ness.
Well, it is fairly deep. The average depth is 64 feet, but it gets let me Google the deepest point. Give me a second here.
I wanted to mention that also throughout the lake are series of caves, and scuba divers will go down there and explore the caves, and they go pretty deep and far back, and they haven't all been explored. So who knows what's in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the idea that like that area used to be connected to the ocean, like during the last ice age, the Younger Dryas era. And so, what if like the people think that like, what if something got trapped there, and then kind of branched off, like a Plesiosaur or something similar to that, if it was still around after the lake got became a freshwater lake, the creature adapted with it and also became able to live in freshwater, just because. Over the years, I guess, but people think that there could be like what Agent Ether was talking about, like a giant cave or a channel underground leading to the lake, like from the sea or something like that. But I don't know if that would make any sense to me because like we said, it's a freshwater lake. So I think you would, I don't know, I think you would be able to figure that out pretty easily if there was something down there. You know what I mean? Like a seawater coming in or whatever, what have you. I don't know how that works, but you'd think like the tides would bring salt water in there, right?
Yeah, you'd think they'd be able to detect that. I just looked it up again. It's the maximum depth is 400 feet, so it gets pretty dang deep. And I mean, 400 feet deep, there's plenty of places to hide, under there if that's where it happens to be hiding, caves or in the depths. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, who knows? Yeah, the lake has been mapped, but. Like we were talking about, it definitely does have caverns or caves of sorts. So who knows how far those go? That could be a good hiding area, you know?
Yeah. So let's get to some possible explanations here. One explanation that people propose is that it's a sturgeon that could be causing the sightings because they look weird and they can be very large. The largest ever sturgeon captured was something like 23 feet long. That's a big fish. I'm not
That's
sure.
a huge bitch.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they get that big in Lake Champlain. I'm not sure if that particular species is there, but it's a fish that could potentially be very large, and even just a 10 or 15 foot one. I mean, if you saw a 15-foot fish, especially if you were not familiar with the wildlife in the area, you were a tourist, you'd probably think that you saw Champy, You would definitely think you saw Champy if you saw a fish that big. That's a big fish. And I don't think you generally see fish that big in lakes most of the time.
I imagine a lot of the explanations are going to be very similar to that of the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
All right. Some other possible explanations is it could be hoaxes, I guess, but based on the quality of the photographic evidence and all of the witness statements and whatnot, it's hard for me to say that this is all hoaxes, I suppose it could be.
Well,
it's always possible.
Weed them out. I think you can have a small percentage that are hoaxes.
Yeah.
You can have a small percentage that are sturgeons. But in the end, there has to be some, sightings that are legit. Really, all of them aren't going to be hoaxes or sturgeon or logs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the time period, I mean, there have been sightings for a long time, and it's these sightings have spanned all, that whole time. There have been sightings consistently. So I don't know. People are seeing something. I mean, all right. So I watched an interview with a biologist that was explaining that how she didn't think that it couldn't be real, and actually I kind of agree. It makes a lot of sense because for something to for a creature like that to be viable, obviously there's not just one of them. There has to be a community of them, right?
They have to be breeding.
So she thinks now. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, right. So I don't know if I agree with the numbers, although what the hell do I know about it? But it makes sense to me. But she said that, and I forget. I didn't put her name down in my notes here, but she was saying, there would have to be at least like 30 to 40 at the very least of them just to sustain some type of a population.
That's a lot. That's a lot at one time.
And well, but you'd have to have that many so you'd avoid inbreeding. You know what I mean?
Right.
So any population of any animal, creature, whatever it is, you'd want to avoid that, obviously, because it wouldn't make you very sustainable as a species in the long run, right? It wouldn't be good for you.
Right.
So you'd have to have enough of a big enough community in order to avoid that. And I gotta say, I don't think that lake is a big lake. I don't think it's big enough for think about it. If there are that many and that many champs around, Champy, whatever, you'd see them all over the damn place, I would think, and yeah, there's a lot of sightings, but not like that. Yeah, I would think that you'd have like hard video evidence of somebody up close videotaping this,
I don't know. What if
not just like pictures from far away or
what if there's a combination of things? What if they're nocturnal and they hibernate and they hide in caves, and when they're not, they're in the marsh? I don't know. Maybe 30 and 40 is a lot, but maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but if it is like a plesiosaur type creature, they're strong swimmers and they're powerful in the water, but their bodies weren't designed to be on land, So
there have been land sightings,
it's like I go back and forth. Yeah, there is actually one of the land sightings. Wasn't there two champs that the woman saw? She claimed that she saw one brown one and one green one or something like that.
One green one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's maybe it evolved over time to be able to go look for food or something like that. Maybe there's not enough food in the lake or something like that, or its favorite food of choice might be on land. Who knows?
Well, and we're comparing it to things. We're comparing it to things we know of. But what if it's something entirely different?
Yeah,
it's not
like
something
aliens.
that we know, like aliens.
Well, some people have proposed that it is some sort of interdimensional and or time traveling being, which is why you don't see it all the time. You only see it sometimes.
Just like Nessie.
Yeah, because
I don't think there's any evidence for this. I think it's just sort of somebody said that.
On the internet.
Yeah, on the internet. Yeah. Which means this must be true, right?
Well, sounds good enough to me.
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
Only if it's on
there's a lot of
Wikipedia.
stupid stuff I'll believe.
So I don't know if you guys mentioned yet. I had to go regulate one of the junior agents there, but I don't think you guys. I don't think we've mentioned yet that one possible explanation for some of the sightings. Again, not all of them, because we have pictures that very clearly couldn't be this, but it is possible to have a standing wave on the lake that kind of looks like a snake. You know, it's just the way the waves happen. Sometimes it'll look like the wave is not moving, and then if the light is coming from the right direction, it'll make it look like there's something there when there's not, just a wave. So, I mean, that could be an explanation for some of the sightings. I think we mentioned that for the Loch Ness Monster episode as well. Yeah. But, I mean, that cannot explain everything, because there's a lot of sightings. We have photographs that are very obviously not a standing wave.
Yeah. The one thing I keep on going back to is that echo, that sonar echo, or whatever the hell the stuff that was recorded.
Echolocation.
That echo, I don't know how to explain that away. I mean, that's something that just shouldn't be there, you know? So that's the one piece of evidence I keep on going back to. But well, what about that? You know what I mean? Like, everything else could have somewhat of a reasonable explanation, like in the real world. Most everything else, really, except for maybe that's like the land sightings and stuff, and that you just have to kind of ask yourself, well, is that real or not? Like, are they lying, or did they actually see something? But yeah, that evidence was I can't quite get past that. I can't explain that away, you know?
Yeah. All right. So that's kind of all I had for this one. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to mention?
I think we're good.
All right. Yeah, it's a little shorter of a topic this week, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it's nice to not have an hour and a half episode to edit. Nice to give myself a little bit of a break there. But it was a fun topic, and thanks for the suggestion. And if you guys have any other suggestions, send them our way, because we're always willing to at least entertain whatever the suggestion is. Some of them may not be good for a full episode. Might have to do like a little shorter episode, or maybe combine it with other things. But we'll take a look at whatever it is. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Keep it strange.